Works and Safety meeting for August 28, 2025 is now in session. All members are present, as well as legal counsel. Thank you. First on the agenda is approval of minutes from August 21st, 2025.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as presented. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next on the agenda are claims for payment in the amount of $532,477.65.
We'll move to approve the claims for payment.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the claims for payment as presented. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next on the agenda are contracts. Contract number 118-2025, Grace Victoria Townsend. If you're approaching the podium, please state your name and position.
Good evening. Nick Arbogast, Chief of EMS, Richmond Fire Department. So the City of Richmond Fire Department asked the Board of Public Works and Safety to approve the following contracts. So do you want me to go individually, one by one?
One by one, please.
Okay. So for contract 118, Grace Townsend, the probationary firefighter of the Richmond Fire Department acknowledges and agrees to obtain a paramedic certification within 5 years of the date of hire. The City of Richmond Fire Department will provide all necessary costs associated with the education required to achieve the certification. In the event the employee does not obtain the paramedic certification and voluntarily leaves employment for the City of Richmond, the employee agrees to reimburse the city pursuant to the reimbursement schedule as identified in the contract.
I do have questions on the agreement that you have the individual signs. Have there been changes to that agreement prior to our discussion that we've had in the last several weeks on this agreement?
Not since the last time that I presented to you guys for the
So
last
it's the
group.
same agreement?
Correct.
Same wordage and everything?
Mr. Paust,
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
President. The law department did actually add language. We're not sure if that was relayed to Mr. Arbogast. I had worked with both AJ and our paralegal Chloe, and I cannot remember if I think I ran it past the chief, but I'm not sure if the chief could communicate it with you. We did add language saying that due to the fire chief's management rights, budget responsibilities, and any training program determinations which are within the sole discretion of said fire chief, the fire chief shall have final approval authority over employees' attendance and enrollment. Any option by employee to attend an alternative enrollment program not directly pre-approved by the fire chief shall be deemed by employee in the city to be a voluntary and independent initiative as described in 29 CFR, which is Code of Federal Regulations 785, an employee shall not be reimbursed for said alternative attendance.
So I guess there was multiple changes. I apologize. I did not.
Well, that's what we were looking for.
I did not get that
Yeah.
that memo, sorry.
Well, I didn't get the memo either.
Okay. But yes, I think that was due to one of the grievances that was filed.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep.
And so that is in place, and all those individuals have read all that new paragraph that's in there then.
I cannot speak for what the other individuals have read, but I did add that in there. I vetted it through AJ and Chloe, and I'm pretty sure I also talked to the chief about it.
I believe that they signed it on the first day, like during the onboarding, that's when they signed their contract.
I was going to say they wouldn't be here if they didn't sign off on it, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
I would make a motion to approve contract number 118-2025.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve contract number 118-2025 as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain. Next on the agenda is contract number 119-2025, Dylan Matthew Cole.
So this would be for Dylan Cole, also probationary firefighter, basically obtaining a paramedic certification within 5 years of the date of hire. Should he choose to leave the Richmond Fire Department in the city, the employee agrees to reimburse the payment.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve contract number 19-2025 as presented. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next on the agenda is contract number 120-2025, Benjamin Estave Bonnier.
Bonahay?
Bonahay?
Yes. I believe so. I haven't spoken to him.
I was speaking French.
Okay. So this is for contract 120, Benjamin Bonahay, probationary firefighter, basically obtaining a paramedic certification within 5 years of the date of hire. In the event the employee does not obtain the paramedic certification or leaves voluntarily, the employee agrees to reimburse the city.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve contract number 1/20/2025 as presented. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before we get to contract number 1/25/2025, I just want to remind everyone that this is a meeting held in public and not a public meeting. Who'll be speaking on contract number 1/25/2025? Henry County Humane Society Incorporated.
Good evening, Board. I'm Tracy McGinnis, City Controller. Before you is contract number 125/2025 for the Henry County Humane Society. This is an annual contract. It's up for renewal. The contract amount is for $41,200. That is the annual amount paid monthly in the amount of $3,433.33. This contract would be for a term of January 1, 2026 through December 31st, 2026. Do you have any questions?
Yes. How many animals have been taken in since we started this?
I was able to get the total animals for the years of 2024 and 2025. 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023, I was not able to get. I did contact the Humane Society in Henry County. The director is out of the office and will not be available until Tuesday, at which time I will get that information. For the information that I do have, in 2024, we had a total of 21 animals. In 2025, as of yesterday, we had a total of 60 animals. That includes dogs and cats and one ferret.
I know I reached out to you, and I apologize. I should have asked this question. I don't know why I didn't think about it, but do we know how many were adopted and how many were euthanized?
They, from what I understand, I was told initially that they would not, that Henry County would not give me the final distribution of the animals. I can tell you why they were taken in, but I can't tell you what happened to them after they got there.
So, I'm just asking questions. So
Okay.
as the customer, we can't get that information?
I will try to get that on Tuesday. Now, I do know from my conversation with the shelter, they do have specific rules and regulations regarding animals that are brought in. If the animal is, they are a no-kill shelter. However, if an animal is brought in and it is deemed to be excessively aggressive, they will euthanize. If the medical or the health of the animal is as such that it would be more humane to euthanize an animal, they will do that then. But for the most part, it is a no-kill shelter.
Okay.
So is this an open-ended contract? If we send no dogs up there, you're still going to pay them $41,000?
Yes, sir. And it's my understanding when this, and actually I asked Lieutenant Britt to come in, he was actually one of the main people that was, that set this contract up originally and had did the initial research with the previous controller. And he's prepared to tell you why we went that direction. At that time, in 2019, we were bringing in or taking to animal shelters anywhere between 370 and 380 animals. Now, as you can see, as I told you, 2160. So there is a big, big difference.
Do we know what the difference is? That's very unusual.
There could be any number of reasons. I was not able to get that information.
Lieutenant, would you like to approach?
Good afternoon, Lieutenant Mike Britt, Richmond Police Department. I'm a supervisor of Investigative Services Division and formerly Chief of Police when this transaction was initiated. This all became necessary because we had a animal housing shortage here in town. None of the shelters that were in our community could take any more animals. Help Shelter was full to the rafters. Chester Boulevard, they didn't have room for any more animals. We're not interested in a contract renewal of any kind, and Animal Care Alliance couldn't house anything. And then at the time, there was an upstart shelter called Second Chance. I'm not sure what Second Chance's status is now, but they were planning on expanding, but they couldn't get it done. Miss Palmer, the controller at the time, and I researched the possible expansion and maybe financial assistance of some type to an existing shelter in order to handle the city's needs. However, none of that came to fruition. We were left with no other options, so I started reaching out of the city of Richmond. I had checked with the several surrounding communities such as Winchester. Lynn had a very small shelter at that time, and I ended up with Henry County. I visited Henry County, viewed their facility, saw that it was top-notch. They're a member of Humane Society of America, which is a pretty strict set of rules and regimen that they conduct their business on. And obviously, no-kill was an issue with all of us, but I came to understand that they consider themselves a no-kill except for these particular circumstances. The place was top-notch and more than willing to do business with the city of Richmond. That kind of put us at a bit of a disadvantage by leaving them the only vendor. So a little historical knowledge, and Tracy referred to that in 2018, 2019. We were taking nearly 400 animals a year in. Something has changed. I left as an administrator in 2024, and I really don't know the nuts and bolts of animal control right now, but we have a 400 animal contract that's only getting 21 and 60 animals brought into it now. I don't know, and I can't define for you what the change is that has brought that about. But I can tell you that at the time that we negotiated this contract, Henry County Humane Society would charge $150 per animal if we were to take them up there, which is what we initially started talking about. And we got on the subject of an annual renewable contract, and the amount, I believe, was right at $40,000 at that time. And it wasn't that vastly different of an amount than we had with the help shelter the year before that, and then the Animal Welfare League on Chester Boulevard. So it seemed like our only option. The negatives on that were the cost of personnel, additional fuel, and wear and tear on our truck. But when you have the animal problem, the magnitude that we had, having no shelter for the animals was really not an option. So I can't really speak as to why the number has dropped off so drastically, but that's a little bit of the background as to why we're here now.
I think, I kind of worked with you back in that time,
Yes,
Chief.
sir.
And I think you did an excellent job at the time. And I know we had a lot of problems with our local shelters. And of course, animal welfare is gone now also. You did an excellent job at that time in coming up with the solution. Henry County certainly stepped up and helped us at that time. But I guess I do have a problem if in the last 2 years we're down to 40 or 60 dogs. I guess I really have a problem in an open-ended $41,000 contract. I know the county's using help currently at this time and is working with them, and I know they're doing some expansion on the outside of their grounds. They're spending about $47,000, $49,000 on the outside of that to improve that facility on there. I really think that we ought to go out and maybe look locally at this time. And I know the county is doing what you talked about, where they pay per dog that they take in. I guess I have a real problem with just spending $41,000 for even 60 or 100 or 200 dogs, really.
There's an aspect to that, Mr. Paus, that I wanted to stay away from, is if we charge per animal. I didn't want any type of entity with the city to discourage our animal control officer from taking animals up there. It's another $150. We paid a flat fee every year. We took up animals that needed to go. And I can't see where the problem with stray animals has gotten any better recently, but again, I can't explain why the lodging numbers at Henry County have gone down so drastically.
Because just quick math, so in 2024, we were at $1,700 a dog, and at current rate, we're at $305 a dog, just as an impact. So there's been a drastic fall off there.
Has been.
Would you divide 60 into 41,000?
I divide 120 because I just did a half a year.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
I'm just
Okay.
doing some rough math.
okay, yeah.
If I speak just of my own opinion, non-factual, but I would think one of the major pet food manufacturing cities in the nation right now could probably pool their resources and we would have a fine facility, but.
Well, I agree with you 100%.
200%.
Yeah, I've talked about that before. We need a major
Yes, sir.
facility here, and you need the county, and you need the city, and you need the volunteers, and we need to build a new major, but it never happens. I mean, I haven't had any luck while I was there to be able to pull that one off.
They're expensive to build and expensive to maintain and staff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they are, but,
That was just my opinion, sir, and
yeah, well,
So,
Mr. Chairman, I think we need to, I think we really need to check locally again with help and see what they're doing over there. If we're only doing this number of dogs, I can't vote for $41,000.
so are you moving to table this?
I would move to table and get some additional information. I'm sorry to make you do this, but
Yep.
you're good at it, you know how to do it. So we can find out what happens locally here at this time. And actually, if we haven't checked with help, I don't know what I haven't been involved recently, but I don't know what their status is on there.
And
But
for me personally, as the controller, looking at the contract and the numbers that we put before you, I think if we are unable to get anywhere locally, that the contract needs to be renegotiated, obviously.
Yeah.
yeah.
1,000%.
I'd move
I
to
would-
table.
I'd second.
We have a motion and a second to table contract number 125 as presented. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passed.
might I recommend that any further conversations, I think it would be a good idea to involve Chief Weatherly with the
Oh, yeah.
current,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
the current practices of the animal control. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Next on the agenda are change orders. Change order number 1 to contract number 105, 2025, Rescue One Corporation, inflatable boat.
Good evening again, Nick Arbogast, Chief of EMS. Because of the unforeseen changes needed to operate the boat, we request the following change orders for approval. Changing the short shaft of 15-inch transom for a long shaft to a 20-inch. The reason with that is originally the boat didn't have an aluminum bottom, so they wanted to go with the aluminum bottom, which means that the shaft on the motor needed to be longer for it to basically work properly. So it's for $217 change order.
Move to approve change order number 1 to contract number 105-2025 as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve change order number 1 to contract number 105, 2025 as presented. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next on the agenda are resolutions. Resolutions number 8, 2025 are resolutions to purchase real estate from Wayne County, Indiana for subsequent transfer to Intend, Indiana.
I'm Messia Haynes, Strategic Initiatives Admin. I am presenting on behalf of the Mayor's Office requesting the Board's approval for Resolution 8, 2025, authorizes purchase of 3 Wayne County-owned properties. Addresses are 204 South 13th, 441 South 11th, 51 South 15th. Properties will be transferred to Intend Indiana LLC. The purpose is land banking and redevelopment to support Intend Indiana's mission. The action mirrors Wayne County Resolution for Consistency, which is attached to the memo. City authority provided under Indiana Code IC 36964 NIC 361118.
I'm not, excuse me, I'm not familiar with N10. Can you give me a little background on your organization?
Let me look, sorry.
And I know this is infill housing is what you're doing, but
Yeah, I know it's part of a land bank. Let me see. Intend Indiana is a nonprofit redevelopment partner. The properties will be land banked and used to advance their housing mission. Intend Indiana accepts the transfer specifically for land banking and redevelopment consistent with their mission. Is there something in particular you're wanting to know about Intend Indiana?
what is the normal time that it takes you to build a new home in the properties once you get them?
May, Mr. Post, I've
Sorry, once the board approves, the
Maybe
mayor's.
Dustin may know.
Sorry.
I was just going to say, so Inland Indiana, of course, has been contracted by the Economic Development Corporation, but I've been working with them a little bit to look, kind of reviewing site plans for some of these properties, and it sounds like they plan to begin hiring contractors and working this fall. So it sounds like the turnaround time should be relatively quickly.
Okay. That's kind of what I was interested in. I didn't want it to
Okay.
sit around for another couple of years before you do something.
Yeah.
And the kind of, where's their main office? You said you contracted with them.
They're located in Indianapolis. I think they've done work throughout the state, but I think they've done most of their work in and around
Okay,
Indianapolis.
all right, thanks, Dustin. Yeah. I'd move for approval.
Second.
We have a
Glad
motion.
glad to have you here.
We have a motion and a second to approve resolution number 8, 2025, as presented. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is resolution number 10, 2025, a resolution authorizing the grant of temporary right-of-way construction easement.
I'm Perry Sechrist, substituting for Matt Keller. He is asking the board to approve Resolution 10, 2025, that authorizes a temporary easement to Hall Contracting of Kentucky, who is the contractor for Norfolk Southern Railway. They will be performing work on the railroad bridge crossing the gorge that lies at the north end of the parcel that the resolution is talking about. That parcel is about 6.859 acres, lies about south and southwest of the bridge. Parcel number 89 16 32 410 201 30. The work will be in two parts, a truss replacement project and the mitigation of the trees and shrubbery that will have to be removed afterwards. The easement is valued at $140,103 and will last for the duration of the project. Although the parcel is 6 acres, the actual work itself will be performed on about 41,500 square feet of that acreage.
Mr. President, after speaking with Perry and the Park Superintendent Denise Retz earlier today, I would recommend that we table Resolution 10-2025 this evening, just so that we can confirm that this work is not going to interfere with the gorge activation project that's going to be taking place at or around this location.
Move for approval or second, rather. I'm sorry.
We have a motion and a second to table
Table.
resolution number 10, 2025, as presented. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is tabled. Resolution is tabled, sorry about that. Last, we have miscellaneous, establishing a new hire list for the fire department. Sorry about that.
Good
Evening again. Nick Arbias, Chief of EMS. Dear President Loban and Board of Works members, the Richmond Fire Department wishes to share and have approved the list of candidates from the 2025 application process. This list will be effective from August 19th of 25 until exhausted. Number 1, Grace Townsend. Number 2, Dylan Cole. Number 3, Benjamin Bonahay. Thank you for consideration.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the new hiring list for the fire department. as presented. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Make sure you get copies of the new agreement.
Anything else? Bring before the board. If not, we are adjourned. Thank you. Have a safe and happy Labor Day weekend.